Hey, this is Nato with Fully Automated, and in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my exact strategy and pretty much like a 10,000 view of what my agency looked like before I sold it. So I was able to build a seven-figure insurance agency using meta ads and also leveraging referral partners. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how I did it and how you can implement this yourself for your insurance agency. So let's get started. I started off as a captive agent with Liberty Mutual, and their whole strategy, they had a really good sales training, but what they didn't have was a marketing training that would help us. So pretty much what they told us was buy leads, go to real estate and loan officer offices and ask them for referrals, which I never like to do, but that's what they want us to do. Buy leads. We didn't go to door to door, but that's another strategy that some people do. And then beg loan officers for referrals, which, like I said, I never liked. Also, like joining BNI, I also did enjoy that. And then cold calling, which I did do. Now, here's the problem. When you're buying leads, they're the same leads everybody else is getting. A lot of times they're shared. The contact rates are terrible. As you guys know, sometimes I would buy a lead and they said, I didn't fill out for insurance. I filled out for a gift card, which it's nonsense, right? So you're no different from anybody else when you go and ask for referrals from these loan officers, because everybody's doing the same thing. We're all promising fast quotes. We're all promising that our service is the best. We're doing the same thing. So there's zero leverage or control over that. So the reality is this, like when you guys are buying leads, I did it myself. You guys most of the time are sharing it with 3 other agents. And if they are completely exclusive, they're very expensive, like $80, $100. And then if you don't sell them within a short period of time, they resell that lead. So you really never get to own it. And like I mentioned before, a lot of times the leads aren't even qualified because, they filled out for a gift card instead of actually, filling out for insurance. So that was really frustrating. And this is where I had a shift. When I started my own agency, I made it a mission that I'm going to learn how to generate my own leads because I wanted to take control over everything. I wanted to know where the lead was coming from all the way till I talked to the lead. So I stopped buying leads completely. And this is over 10 years ago. I started generating my own. I don't know if anyone at the time was, as far as insurance, was generating their own leads through Meta, because I don't remember. So learned how to generate my own leads, and then something ended up happening. I had a loan officer that was sending me business. I only had one guy. He was sending me business, and I wanted to thank him because his referrals actually kept me afloat. And what I thought about was, if I can generate leads for myself, insurance leads for myself, maybe I can also generate leads for him as a loan officer. So what I started generating was these leads called new home buyers, was like people looking to buy a house. And then those leads I gave to him. It ended up working pretty good because after 45 days, he ended up closing one of those deals where he made like over $10,000, right? And after he did that, he's like, dude, I want more of those leads. And that's what we did. I started generating more leads for him. Then he referred me a loan officer. That loan officer referred to another one. And that's how I was able to build an army of referral partnerships. Basically by prospecting loan officers and bringing value first, as far as saying, hey, instead of me, begging for your business, I want to bring value to your agency. And it just felt way better going into, someone's office as far as bringing them leads instead of begging for their business, right? So that's how I separated myself from everybody else in my area. And then other people started learning about what I was doing, started teaching some of these guys doing it themselves. So generating leads for LOs, built an army of these guys, because you remember, as you guys know, if you get a lead from a loan officer, it's pretty much a done deal, or at least it was for us. Unless unless the deal fell through, maybe they bought a car before the loan closed, but pretty much it was a done deal. The loan officer would sell us to their clients, and that's how I was able to scale to 7 figures. And sold my agency 2 years ago. I got a really good offer on it. So every agent brings donuts, and I brought leads, right? So this is what every other insurance agent does, because here, man, the thing is, these insurance agents, they literally just copy each other. I always see someone make an organic post, and then I see like 10, 20 other insurance agents do the same thing. You have to be different from everybody else. So if you show up with donuts and business cards, you're just like everybody else. So let's see. Also, I have a kind of funny picture. So here's what I call automated Andy. You want to be automated Andy, where you're bringing leads instead of donuts. And instead of, when you go to a loan officer, who do you think they're going to choose? They're going to choose the donuts or the leads. They're going to take the leads, but bring donuts too if you want to, right? So that's how I was able to separate myself, and that's how I was able to get a lot of these loan officers. Now, I'm not saying it's a simple strategy because dealing with loan officers is a job in itself, but if you spend just a little bit of time prospecting, I believe this is the way to go. So, so the other side, after I sold my agency, I got really into AI and automation. I was helping insurance agents, companies with their AI and automation. And since I knew how to generate my own leads, I started generating leads for these lead vendors that resell them to you guys. So I sold thousands of leads a month to these vendors. I kind of learned how they mark up their prices. And so I went back to the agent and be like, instead of, me selling these leads to these lead vendors, why don't I just set this up for an insurance agent? That way they don't have to pay the markup and they can generate their own leads. So comparing these models, right? You rent what I call renting leads instead of owning your leads. So buying leads, some of you guys are probably buying leads, and if you haven't, you'll go through this where you're spending $30 to $50 a lead. They're sold to 3 to 5 other agents. It's a race to the first call. Whoever gets to them first typically is going to sell that person. If you're the fourth or fifth person, they're probably annoyed by that point. Contact rate's a lot lower versus generating your own lead. Now you're paying a fraction of the cost, anywhere from $8 to $15 per lead. It's 100% exclusive to you, meaning nobody else is going to call them unless they go click somebody else's ad, right? So it's 100% exclusive to you. And then what you want to do is, because if you get to that lead within 1 to 5 minutes, your conversion rate will go up by 400 to 1,000%. So that's why I built an AI follow-up to text them, email them, use a chatbot, and call the lead as soon as it comes in. Because if you do that and you contact that lead within 1 to 5 minutes, you have a way higher chance of closing that lead. So the system is this, is create ads on Meta or Google. I prefer Meta. Send them to a landing page and then have AI follow up with them. And we use a chatbot to gather the rest of the information. That way they get qualified for a quote. And then now it becomes from a lead to now a prospect, and then you can close that policy, right? So that's pretty much the process that a lead would go through. Is they would click on the ad, fill out the information, get followed up, get a quote, and then sell the quote. I'm simplifying it, but since I don't have that much time, I will go into detail on other videos on exactly how I create the meta ads, exactly how we get the information, exactly what the chatbot does. But just to show you really quick, the chatbot is the lead comes in, we gather the initial information, then the chatbot starts asking the rest of the questions. I'm not going to sell that. I'm not going to show you everything because there's some, driver's license numbers and some stuff that I can't show you. But you get the gist of this. It even gets driver's license from these leads. Okay, so the next level is the partner strategy. Now you're generating leads for your agency. You're generating those home and auto, trucking leads, IULs, annuities, because we generate all of those. Now you're generating leads for yourself, but now you want to step it up and start generating leads for your referral partners. That way, they can send you more business. Not only do you want the leads that you send them, you're asking for all of their business, right? Because you're bringing value to them. So the strategy is you generate leads for your referral partners. They send you referrals, and you just scale that, And I will say, 3 to 5 loan officers sending you business is going to change your whole agency, because it did for us. And then the automation is important because, like I mentioned before, speed to lead. If you can get to that lead within 1 to 5 minutes, you are going to have a 400 to 1,000% higher conversion rate than if you don't, okay? That's why you need an automated system to not only contact them right away, nurture them throughout the process, put them in some kind of pipeline, and then gather information for the quote. And then the result is this. You get $8 to $15 lead, and then your return on your investments is anywhere from 6 to 8. I even have guys a lot higher because my trucking guys, their price point's a lot higher. My IUO guys, they're selling 3 to 5K policies. So the higher your price point, the more your return. And just remember, when you sell one of these policies, we're trying to get a referral from them. You're going to get renewals off of that lead. And this is what you kind of get is you're getting leads at $8, $12, $9. For example, this client here spent $800, got 95 leads at $8 a piece, spent $1,200 on this campaign, got 102 leads at $12 a piece, and this is all within the last 30 days. Now, this is an overall view of what we did to grow our agency. If you guys want us to build this for you, go ahead and book a call. I'm going to leave a link down below in order for you to see my full system where I go much deeper into what we do as far as the ads and the automation. It's about a 20-minute video, and I show you everything from meta ad accounts to actual ads that we run. So click on the link if you're interested, and if you have any questions, please let me know.